Welcome back. Learn everything from the basics of 2D fighting game mechanics to the advanced and unique system of BlazBlue as characters walk you through the fundamentals. Throws and throw escapes. Blood pain. Ragnar knowledge. Finally, I was getting tired of waiting. Welcome to the advanced tutorial where the mighty Azrael will be personally taking care of you. Why? Ha! What a foolish question. Obvious, so that I can feast on the ultimate prey I personally not choose. Regardless, in the advanced segment, I'm going to show you how to break through opponent's guards and extend your combos beyond your imagination. And don't get me started on the defense. You're gonna be strong, really strong. Let's begin, and don't you dare quit on me. We clear? Throw, backwards throws. Throw is one method to attack your opponent. It has a very short range, but it can be blocked. It can't be blocked. Not only that, the victim can't even escape with a break burst, the perfect tool to break through a tough guard. To throw someone, get up close and personal and press B and C simultaneously. That's it. Even a small flurry like you should be able to handle it. And that. Combine that with an input on the to alter its direction. What I just showed you will result in a forward throw, but press simultaneously to throw your opponent backwards. Different situations, different throws. I think that's enough talking. Time to start throwing. All you have to do is walk up to your opponent and go BC. Simple. If the opponent's outside the range, you'll miss. Remember this distance if you don't want to embarrass yourself. BC. Excellent. I guess you're more than just a small fry. Good to know. I forgot to mention, but there's no reason to start a throw from just standing still. You can initiate a throw while the opponent is blocking, or reeling from one of your attacks. If you're having trouble getting through an opponent's block, throw in some throws, But don't forget this one, you can't throw an opponent who's on the ground, or recovering in midair. Aerial throw. An aerial throw, as its name implies, is when you throw someone from mid-air. It's really not that different from throwing someone when your feet are on the ground. You just press B and C easy. The only difference is that you can only throw in one direction. Now that you've got that through to your 6th card, give it a shot. I'm getting impatient. Also PC. Excellent. The air wheel throw is a very useful tool to controlling airspace, especially against an opponent that already recovered in the middle. Air dash your way in and go for the skill. Let's see, alright, you can also mix it in with an air combo. Even if they weasel their way out of it, they couldn't possibly counter. Throw escape purpose. Next I'm gonna teach you a technique to get out of the throw. That's called a throw escape. The name makes it pretty obvious. The moment your opponent throws you, you'll see a exclamation mark or two exclamation mark above the character said. When the exclamation point is on the screen, you can press B and C to shove your opponent away. Keep in mind that duration you have to escape a throw varies depending on the circumstances. If you throw without taking damage or blocking your opponent, you'll see a single green exclamation mark. In these cases, the window to escape is small. On the other hand, if you're taking damage from or blocking your opponent's attack, you will see a purple two exclamation marks above the character. Now you've got a larger window. Let's start with the ladder. It's much easier after all. Get off your opponent's throw while taking damage or blocking their attacks. You have to press B and C. Before. What? No. What? Yeah, false button, sorry. Hey, you've got a very good taste for this. That's good. Otherwise, how I'm supposed to have fun? Throw escape. Next, I'm gonna go over your standard throw escape. You've probably figured it out by now, but the window to escape is much shorter. If you don't wanna get wrecked, stay on your toes. But I must see when he do that. That's the problem. Excellent. I suppose we can consider this passing, and it's not easy to escape a throw from a standstill, not bad. The rest you'll have to learn in the heat of the battle. Throw counters and throw reject misses. That's right, I forgot to mention one more thing regarding throw escapes. There's also a window where you can't escape a throw. Two windows in fact. The first is if your opponent manages to get a throw off while you're attacking. This is considered a throw counter. Consider the penalty for letting your opponent grab you while you were attacking. The second is if you attempt to escape the throw too soon. Let's say you predicted your opponent's throw but pressed BC before the exclamation mark appears on screen, an amateur move. If you miss the time, it doesn't matter if you input a BC or not, you'll be thrown. This particular case is called a throw reject miss. When a throw counter or throw reject miss happens, you'll know by the big X mark that appears above your head. Consider this mark of shame. Turn the tables though, and if you're confident you can sneak in between your opponent's attacks, you can go for the throw counter and interrupt them. You can block, break burst, or throw escape your way out of this one. Follow it up with a special attack cancel, and you'll be able to punish your opponent for their foolishness. Doesn't that just get you excited? I can sense it. That animalistic rage to prey on the weak. You'll learn fast.
Lesson clear.
So escaped. But you're still not ready, you still have much to learn. Stick around for the rest of this tutorial. Next level. Next lesson. Ragnar the Blood Edge. Crush Trigger. Next we're going over to Crush Triggers. Crush Trigger is a way to forcibly break through an opponent's guard. As long as you have 25 or more heat, you can trigger it by pressing A and B simultaneously. Unless you're pressing a direction on the stick, then forget about it. When you're using the crush trigger, be sure not to add any other inputs. By holding down A and B, you can go into a charging stage, intentionally delaying when the attack comes out. When you break through your opponent's normal guard with a crush trigger, they will enter the guard crush state. While their guard is crushed, they are completely defenseless. They can't even so escape, which means they're yours. Start up a combo, go into a throw, do whatever suits you best. Time to put it to practice. Break through the opponent's defenses with everything you've got. AB. AB. Ah, he has block. Addicted, huh? Bring open your brace defenses. You can even use the rush trigger by cancelling a normal attack. Do whatever you can to put your opponent in the guard crush state. I'm assuming you already know this, but a barrier block cannot be penetrated by a crush trigger. Needless to say, you won't crush their guard. But even great techniques are useless in the hands of one who does not know how to use them. Instant blocking. I'm going to shift gears and teach some defense. If you manage to pull off a block only moments before your opponent's attack hits you, your character will flash white. This is known as an instant block. Compared to a normal block, the recovery time is drastically reduced and you stay closer to your opponent, which is volatile in combination for counter-attacking. Add the fact that you generate more speed when you instant block, and it's starting to look better and better. The rest you figure out yourself. Your opponent's going to attack with standing B, C. Standing B block all of them with instant blocks. Action! Oh no, that's really hard. Moment. Okay, only shoulder, I must only press back. Die attacker. That's the I'd say so. Once you can master the instant block, you'll be able to retaliate in every situation. Turn a situation that seems disadvantageous to you around. But trying to react and the counter-attacking is a little too much for you to handle. Why don't you think of this as block that builds heat for now? Counter assault. Next is the counter assault, and as its name implies, it's a type of counter. By consuming 50% of your heat gauge, you can recover from the blocking position and shove your opponent off your view, opening them up to a counter. To use it, press A plus B while you're stuck in a blocking position. This is how you go from defense to offense. Remember this, the counter assault itself doesn't do any damage, and any combo that was initiated of a counter assault cannot reduce the opponent's HP to 0. I'm starting to get tired of explaining, learn the rest by doing. Enemies attacking, block it, then go for counter assault.
Action!
A plus B. Oh.
Lesson clear!
Well, what do you think of the counter assault? It's worth nothing if the opponent will make your counter assault and blocks it, it'll leave you wide open. Get ready for some punishment. But knowing this, you can get in your opponent's head, try baiting a counter assault and blocking it. You'll have your opponent right where you want him. That might be a bit much for you though. For now, consider this a way to turn the tables when I have more than 50% heat. I think we're done learning about defense. What should we do next? That'll do, Mad Dog Azrael. Oh, an unexpected gust. What do you want with me, Observer? Isn't it obvious? To reclaim my throne as the Queen of Instructors. There's a long tradition between me and tutorials, if you recall. You've got some nerve. What makes you think I'll simply hand it over? I'm gonna turn this wimp into the ultimate brave. Stand in my way and I'll shred you to pieces first, vampire. That shall not be necessary. You will be leaving this place very soon. What do you mean? Dance? See, he's waiting for you. Impossible. It could be. Grim Reaper! Oh, Ragnar, why could you be going in such a hurry? You must have grown tired of waiting. He's getting away, Mad Dog. Are you going to stand idly by? Never. Vampire, I leave this one to you. Teach it everything you know, so that soon I may save you hunting it. Odd Grim Reaper, I will feast on every last piece of flesh and gnaw your bones. That was quite a disguise, G. When I return, invite me to reward you. That is, if you can return. First the hero and now the Mad Dog. Why is it that every man who chases Ragnar is so narrow-minded? That's odd. It almost felt like deja vu for a moment. My imagination, surely. Now newcomer, shall you receive our lesson? You should feel honored, for you are graced by the presence of the one and only instructor. Rapid cancel. I will be going through the cornerstone of both offense and defense, the Rapid Cancel. Rapid Cancel consumes 50% of your beat gauge, but will reset you from any type of move. You can use it anytime your attack hits or is blocked by your opponent. The command is simple, ABC. You can cancel attacks that cannot be cancelled normally, or even cancel distortion drives. Rapid cancel are brilliant for extending a combo or following an attack that may leave you wide open, like I said, offense and defense. Let's start by trying to integrate this rapid cancel into a combo. Normally, Ragnar's health strength technique cannot be followed by any attack other than its follow-up. However, by rapid cancelling the move while the opponent is reeling from the attack will open the door for all sorts of combos. Try it.
Action!
Oh god. How should I do that? God. B, C, A. Oh my god. First I must get the first 3 buckets. That was 3, and then all 3. Oh god. Also, but enough. That's not bad. But it
Lesson
get,
clear.
get not better. Not bad for your first try. Because you are able to use rapid cancel whenever you wish, it begs the question, when should you use it? While you're still getting a hold of it, consider the way to either boost the combo or return to your idle stance after leaving yourself wide open. But in the case of Ragnar, you can use it after hitting the opponent with health strength to initiate a whole combo. Okay, because after the health strength there's no combo. You can make no combo and then you must interrupt and make this combo. Or after you throw an Infernal Divider and it's blocked by the opponent, the rapid cancels to immediately reset your position. By rapid cancelling health strength, when it hits the opponent, you will be able to follow with attacks that normally do not connect, such as... And if Infernal Divider is blocked for whatever reason, you can rapid cancel into a jumping sea. Continue applying pressure. There is such a wide range of uses. I hope that you might one day discover one that works for you. One day you can write. One day. Counter hit. Counter hits occur when your attack connects with the opponent when he or she is in the middle of a motion. There are numerous advantages at counter hit. The greatest benefit, shall we say, is additional damage and increased time to the opponent is bleeding from the attack. Depending on the attack that triggered the counter, it may alter the way an opponent is affected by it. You should be aware, however, that counter hits will not occur if your opponent has already completed their attack. The counter hit will only occur during the attacking motion. I hope this all makes sense. Now try producing a counter hit.
Action!
相手はジャンプした後攻撃を仕掛けてくるよ相手の攻撃が出る前に攻撃をヒットさせればカウンターヒット成功です
Excellent. Very well done. Once you become familiar with it, I expect you to be able to counter hit your opponent at will. Like I explained previously, if you counter hit your opponent, it will increase the reading duration, allowing you to connect attacks that normally would not have connected. With Ragnar, let me see, of course, a health strength counter hit will allow you to follow up with standing B, which under normal circumstances is not fast enough to combo. Before we move on from counters, there is one other property you should know. Certain attacks will still be susceptible to counter attacks even during the recovery period. Beware. Practice Infernal Divider is one such ability. If your opponent successfully blocks an Infernal Divider, they will be able to counter at any time. I suggest to keep your eyes peeled for an opportunity to counter hit any incoming attacks. Fatal Counter. Next I will go over fatal counters. A fatal counters occurs when you counter hit with a select few types of attacks. Upon a successful fatal counter, the instigator will benefit from the opponent reading back from all subsequent attacks during the combo. Simply put, there are certain combos that can only be completed of a fatal counter. When Ragnar triggers a fatal counter, he can connect attacks such as standing C, grab C, which normally would not be considered a single combo. Now let's try out a combo that takes advantage of the fatal counter's properties. Attacks that can trigger fatal counters will vary per character. In Ragnar's case, standing E and D are two such examples. Let's try the latter. For the purposes of this tutorial, I've made it such that any attack will trigger a counter hit. I do hope you don't let me kindness go to waste. Produce results.
Action!
レバー前入れ B でフェイタルカウンターを発生させた後立ち C レバー前入れ C のコンボを狙ってみましょう通常よりも相手のよろけ時間は長いから落ち着いて追撃なさい
Action!
feather counter. Use no attack. Wow. Why that me? Oh man. Easy. Ah, okay. That's right. Look, I must move more. I have too many distance then. In the sample there is a step between. Oh, it's a step. The step is in the second. Ah. Turns back. Ah, God. With time, in any time I play this second time.
Lesson clear.
Have you gotten your little head wrapped around feather counters yet? If you can successfully feather counter your opponent in this manner, it creates an opportunity for massive amounts of damage. When using attacks that have the ability to trigger feather counters, be sure to consider what actions you take next should they succeed. Or was this a little too soon for you? Yes, it was too soon. there's no need to rush. As you improve, I hope that you remember what we've
今の
discussed
話を思
today.
い出しな。
That's too soon. Danger and negative states. Danger state. We're going to go over various states in which you may find a character. First, the danger state. This will occur when the burial gauge located below the HP gauge is reduced to 0. When entering the danger state, the words danger are displayed above the HP gauge and said characters will no longer be able to barrier block and will take significantly more damage. This state will not be removed until the barrier gauge is fulfilled completely. If you find yourself in the danger state, be very careful about evading opponents while airborne. Since you can no longer use your barrier, you will be unable to block any attacks from the ground.
Excellent!
Negative state. Next, let's cover the negative state. Taking too many evasive actions such as backward jumps and backstabs will trigger the negative warning. If the character chooses to ignore this warning and continues to perform such evasive actions, a red aura will appear around the character. This represents a negative state. Once you are in this state, your barrier gauge is reduced to 0 and your opponent will automatically enter the active flow state. Frankly, the situation is beyond dire. Oh, what was the active flow state? To put it simply, running away too often will end up hurting you more in the long run. When you see a negative warning, my recommendation would be to stop running, man up and face your opponent.
Lesson clear!
Dangers and negative states. On that note, I'm going to conclude the advanced tutorial mode. I'm impressed you were able to make it this far. Watching you grow has been quite entertaining for me. Nevertheless, you mustn't let your guard down. What you do with the experience you've gained in this tutorial mode is entirely up to you. I hope that you will apply it. I bid you adieu. I shall be observing your many exploits from high above in my manor. My done as soon so much for you so-called dream. Huh? This voice, it couldn't be? Long time no see, my lady, Elgard. The Great Saga 9. What is a member of the 6 Heroes doing here? Don't worry, I have no business with you. I'm after what newcomer you've been training. The newcomer? But why? I believe they're ready. They have gained the right to face death itself. Hard as Itanami, I sense the potential. But I'm afraid it's just a tad too soon. I wouldn't want you to walk up only to die immediately. That's why I'm going to show you the way. I'll open the doors to a completely new world, the Expert tutorial. Expert? Should I do this? Instant barrier. Lesson select. 6 heroes. BGM select. Ragnar Blood Edge. Welcome to the expert tutorial mode. My name is 9, or shall I call myself the Great Saga 9 of the 6 heroes? Either way, I look forward to this. In the expert tutorial, we are going to go through everything you've learned, apply it, then expand upon it. And I will make the final call to see if you are worthy to stand before Hades Itanami. Now, show me the scope of your dream. Instant barrier. First, let's talk about a combination of techniques, the instant barrier. Right before your opponent's attack connects barrier block, you'll you such shielded if your character flashes white. This particular tactic is called an instant barrier. As its name implies, it's a combination of the instant block and barrier block. Its properties are a mixture of the two as well. It benefits from the barrier block properties, blocks attacks from the ground while airborne and prevents ship damage from special attacks, while also benefiting from instant block attributes, recovers quicker from the blocking state and generates more heat from a successful block. Furthermore, of all the different block types, it will create the most distance between you and your opponent, making it much easier to bait a whiff or miss attack. That's right, you remember how to use barrier, right? Exactly. Press A, press B. The opponent will attack. C. Block all incoming with an instant barrier.
Action!
Ah, that was it. I want a counter. A and B. So A and B. A and so. I have one. The sword. Do you understand? This is an instant barrier. Because it makes it easy to bait opponent's misses and the recovery time is extremely short, instant barriers are one of the best ways to go for a counter. If you can pull this off in actual combat, the audience will go crazy. But that might be a little difficult for you at the current level, so let me leave you with a piece of advice. When using the instant barrier, instead of waiting for your opponent to attack and reacting, try inputting the command a tad sooner than you think you should. That way, even if you fail to instant barrier, you will still protect yourself with a barrier block. Either you still have the advantage. No, that's a good little suit. Next level. So, with barrier block. Throw escape barrier block. There's another cool little trick with the barrier block. You've already learned throw escapes, right? Trying to throw escape by reacting to your opponent's throw is extremely difficult. So I've got a really good trick you can use. When you think your opponents may try to use a throw input, this way you will have inputted a throw escape and barrier blocks simultaneously. Why don't we call this one a throw escape barrier block? With this tactic, if the opponent does go for the throw, your throw escape will be ready, and if they don't, you will have your bases covered with a barrier block. Wonderful, isn't it? Now let's try this. Your opponent will use the aid of a physical attack or throw. Regardless, I want you to prevent them from such cheating.
Action!
投げられた瞬間ではなく気持ちをすぐにレバー後ろ斜め下もしくはレバー後ろプラス A プラス B プラス C を入力するのがポイントよ。
This doesn't have a simple assembly playback. Wow. When I can do it with 3 fingers, but that's not play. Ah, it's enough here. I think it's enough here for this time. Okay. And I see you in the next round, in the next episode. Bye.